Alright, I'm back again and again and again. Oh man, it's late. I just had a bunch of guests leave. We had a blast. It was like a big fiesta. You know, a fiesta. That's what I will call it. It was a fiesta. And me and mi amigos. Gracias, amigo. Todo bien, okay? Gracias. And we had a blast. It was amazing. Oh, by the way, this is Pedram Ra, also known as Ped Ra Ra, and also known as Petty P. So my friends are like leaving now, and it's just been so much fun, and you know, it's this amazing life that I'm currently living. You know, my neighbors are my family, you know, and my family is my neighbors. So it's by far spectacular how I am able to enjoy this process with all my, as we call each other, perros and perras. You know, it's like chulos and chulas. And as the race changes, the verbiage changes, but it's all good because, you know, we get to go with the flow. And this is what it means to be a liberated individual, because there is no more me or you or me. It is just us. You know, we live in the us mentality. Us. US. You know? United States. And I'm in California. Inside the USA. United States of America. You know, at this point in time, we're in 2019. You know, President Donald J. Trump is my president, in whom I'm so proud of, because I could never do this if it wasn't for him. And when I go back to the first president, it was, I mean, his picture is everywhere. You know, you guys are looking at him. You know, like, take out your dollar bill. You know, you take out a dollar bill from the United States of America. Currency. You know, you see? I see. Do you see? Do you have a dollar bill? Take it out. You'll see the picture of the first president of this amazing establishment. You know, I'm not political. Please don't get it twisted, because that's not what I'm about. I'm a healer. I'm an energy healer, you know? And so I meet amazing individuals every single day wherever I go, and automatically I find myself providing them, him or she or him, that which he or she or he requires. And today I met this amazing sergeant from the army. And so, army, arm, E, I was his arm and he was my E. I was his E and he was my arm, you know? E for energy, arm for however many we have, because a lot of amazing patriots, you know, have lost their arms protecting this amazing country of ours. And, my heart goes out to them. And I wish them and pray for them wholeheartedly all the time, you know? And it's that which inspires me to continue, to continue. And I met this guy, Ronald, amazing individual. We became like best friends, we became best friends. We traded info. He wants to be my like number one guard, and he wants me to be his number one guard. And we talked about it. I long time ago when I used to live in Miracle Miles, LA, Hollywood, and at that time I was like doing different like acting gigs, here and there, behind the scenes acting, and I was acting behind the scenes, and a lot of great things happened. And then this other individual by the name Ronald, same name, discovered me. He was like a producer, a director, and I guess so many other things. And he chose me to be part of his movie. And when he chose me, he didn't have me. He just chose me in his mind. I'm only recapping what it means to utilize your mind power and to be able to truly do what it is that you want to do in order for you to accomplish that which you want to accomplish, which is that which you want to do. And he did it. He comes to me and he tells me, listen, Pedro Amra, I saw you on stage with Craig Ferguson at that time, and you took over his show. We couldn't believe it. Everybody was off the walls. You were just the background actor as an audience, and he chooses you out of the 300 plus people as audience, and you go on stage and you take over his show. I had studied his show because I had been on it like so many times, but always behind the scenes. And I had studied it, like before the show would start, they would like pump everybody up, They would show the highlights of all of his like best highlights of all the many seasons he's had at that point in time. And we would cheer to that because we were cheerleaders, we were leaders that were leading each other to cheer for Craig Ferguson. It was called The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. And so we're there, and I studied every single one of those because I kept seeing it, the same thing, the same shows, the same preliminary establishments of his best works. And so when they get me on stage, they give me my marks first, like this is where you could stand, this is as far as you could go out, and this is only because there's a camera, like in these shows cost a lot of money. This was in the ABC or CBS studios. And these shows cost a lot of money to, create. So it's not a joke. They spend a lot of money for this stuff. That's why actors and producers and all the crew that are successful make a lot of money, because they're really good at what they do, at recapturing what people are desiring to see and to observe and to have pleasure experiencing. So that's what he does, and he gets me on the show, and he gets me on the actual scene. And he initially was talking to his donkeys, because on his show he had a bunch of donkeys, and these donkeys were talking to him, and then he was like asking these donkeys while I'm standing on my marks, but he's like all the way to the corner of the scene, so I couldn't really see this. I had to see the scene to be able to like realize what had been happening. And then he's like talking to the donkeys, and he's like, yeah, so like, who is this guy? Like, talking about me. And at that time I had long hair, like I had long curly hair. And but big curls. My curls were very big, not the regular small curls, the very big curls. So then, just to finish this up and to bring it into a completion, 11:48 seconds. So then what ended up happening is he starts interrogating me, as he had done on those preamp shows that we had seen before every single show, but he had only done this scene with Tom Hanks, the actor. Life is like a box of chocolates or something of that nature. But he doesn't talk about that with him. He starts interrogating him. And so I observed like Craig Ferguson as the host interrogating Tom Hanks as the guest, and I noticed the way they were interacting with one another, and I noticed how Craig Ferguson as the host was doing his very best to make fun of Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks obviously must have had a lot of chocolate before that show, because he was like full of energy, but he knew exactly how to maintain his energy. So then that was that, and the other, and then so when he does the scene with me, I was very similar, but in the exact opposite polar. So the polar opposite of Tom Hanks. I went through the same scene. I wasn't doing the same role. And so he asks me, he's like, state your name. I'm like, at that time, I just said Petty P, because that's the only stage name that I had at that point in time, which is for perfection entails daily devotional yearnings, pondering purity inside. But I didn't say all this. I just said Petty P. And then he's like, what? And then when he does that, everybody in the audience starts laughing, because I guess they found it funny. And then he further makes fun of me until the point where he crosses the line. And when he crosses the line, expecting me to say something so people would laugh more at me, I blow up laughing.